very well. I'm very well. Oh, like, I am so happy to have you here. I'm so
Thank
happy to
you.
have you here. First of
Thank you.
all, I really want to apologize for the
No,
stress you
no,
put into me yesterday. I'm so
that's all
sorry.
good.
I take responsibility.
It's all right.
And also, and also, before you like come up, let me just tell a quick story. I schooled in Benson Dawson University. I know that I've said this before. I schooled in BIU, and I think I was in my 300 level or 200 level when the final year students were having this thing called Life Success Center.
Yeah.
And on that day, you were the facilitator, and I was not supposed to be there because it's only for final year students. And I was like, you know what? I have to be there. I went there, I saw you speak, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And I bought your book too. So I mean, I've been a fan and I've been a follower for like a very, very long time. And I just want to like say thank you for like doing this with us. Thank
Awesome.
you, thank you, thank you so much. How's the weather over there?
Well, it's very cold here in Atlanta, but we're good. We're right.
Amazing, amazing. It's very hot here in Lagos, Nigeria, but we're good also.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks
You're
for
welcome, sir.
having me. All right.
So I'll be leaving the studio right now for you to like
Sure.
do your thing. We have like a whole lot of people viewing this, and like before the session is over like 100 or 200 people will like jump in and view. We have like over 3K people registered, over 5K people registered from like different African countries. So,
Yeah.
boss, you have the stage right now.
Thank you, Milton, and thank you, Salah, for this opportunity. Good morning. My name is Jimmy. It's 4:53 a.m. here in Atlanta, but you know the way we do it as creators, we don't really have our time. We're doing things globally. I want to appreciate David. You know, I'm of the older generation of creators, and one of the areas of mystery is this NFTs, blockchain. You know, sometimes we feel blocked around it, but hey, we move. Like I said, we're going to dive in, we're going to research, we're going to do what we have to do. But I'm quite excited about this, and thank you for everybody who has signed on. And I want to say something to you, first and foremost, for every creator in the house. The kind of work we do is not easy. Many times, for many years, it is unappreciated before it begins to appreciate. And it's a lot of work. I've been doing this for a couple of years. I'm going to share a bit of my story as I go along. But I just want to encourage you and say to you that you are not crazy, all right? That you are okay, and that all you need to do is to be able to make adjustments so that you're able to advance the work you do, such that it's a blessing to the world around you, but it's also a blessing to yourself, all right? So I've been asked to speak about the tools and strategies for exponential growth, exponential results. And I said, what is Sarah talking about? You guys have been listening since yesterday to tools and strategies for exponential results. It's like every soldier that goes in. I don't know about you, but in my own days, we had James Bond, all right? It's not much of a big deal now, but it was after Jesus, it was James Bond. I'm just joking, all right? So, but back in those days, you know, James Bond was it. And every time he was going to go on a mission, you would find out that he would go to this particular room. He had this nerd that wore glasses. I would introduce him, you know, to different gadgets and equipment and all those kind of things. And as the movie went on, you would see him use those tools and do real amazing stuff. All right. But this is the thing that I found out. See, the summit has exposed you, just like now, we're exposing you to tools, NFT, blockchain, different things that we're talking about. Even Seller, the platform itself, the tools, their strategies. But guess what? Listen to me. No matter how powerful a laptop is, it is the person behind the laptop that matters. You will not see the strength of any tool, any strategy, except you understand the strength of the person that is behind using that thing. And that is my emphasis this morning, because I have seen, guys, I've been involved in conferences for over a decade. I'm talking about tens and hundreds of conferences. And one of the things that begins to happen is that people begin to say, oh, well, people are attending these conferences, but we're not really seeing as much change as we truly desire. And I realized that the problem was not that the speakers were not, you know, honest in what they shared. It's not that they were not powerful in what they shared. The only problem is many times was who they shared it with. The assumption is that because we gave you a powerful tool, a machine gun that can do stuff per second and all that, guess what? If the person handling it is fearful, don't matter how powerful the gun is, we are not going to experience its power. And so what I want to talk about today is something that leverages. I watched Trisha's session yesterday. That was another powerful session. and she was talking about marketing, talking about different things. And I don't know about you, my own head was buzzing. I've watched one or two other sessions, my head is buzzing and all those kind of things. But listen to me. I mean, Trisha said something very powerful at the beginning yesterday. She said, look, the first step is that you must upgrade your mind. We upgrade our laptops, we upgrade our phones. iPhone 14, I'm hearing rumors that is already on its way. What's wrong with these guys? But anyway, it's okay. That's not my problem, all right? The fact about it is this, that you see, no matter how powerful those tools are, the person that is handling them must also upgrade themselves. And that is my emphasis. That is what I do. You see, as a creator, one of the things you're going to struggle with initially would also be finding your identity in a world full of creators. Do you get my point? Sometimes you would actually copy people, and after a while you get frustrated till the point you now own your authenticity and you are able to play globally in the field that you're meant to be in. All right, so I'm a catalyst. That's what I tell people. You can't experience me and just be down. All right, so what I want to do very quickly is do a bit of quick surgery and share a story with you. So I wasn't always this creator, all right, public speaker. So what I do basically is coaching. I do personal and people transformation. I help organizations work with their leaders, in terms of being able to help them to grow their results, their numbers, grow their leadership and different other areas and things like that. I also help individuals that say they want to be more, they want to do more, they want to have more, but they don't know how. And so that's what I do. So my products are out there. I have books. I have, a lot of different, things I'm putting out there. But the key thing that I realized is this, that we have to really work on you. And this is the thing that is there. Can you imagine a bigger you on the inside? You are able to utilize everything that has been spoken. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to begin to have exponential results at the end of the day. So I used to live in Nigeria. I just left last year, actually. I'm here in the US because I also want to take things to the next level where my work is concerned. I have a conference that I put together, and that's one of the ways I express what I do. It's called the Exponential Conference. We're running 22 conferences over the next 3 years across several cities in America. We started last year, Houston, Dallas. We're doing Atlanta this year and things like that. But I never was always this person. Let me take you back a bit, all right? So as of 2010, I was a senior manager in the banking sector in Nigeria. Now, that's kind of like a big deal because I became a senior manager at the age of 29. In Nigeria, it typically takes like quite a while in the banking sector for you to get to that level. I had staff. I was the head of recruitment for one of the banks in Nigeria. It's called United Bank for Africa. I had responsibility then for 16 countries, the recruitment across all those locations, things like that. And it was quite big, but I was and no matter how, I was doing quite well. I was paid relatively very well, but I still had this burden that there was a lot more to me. And in 2010, I decided to do something that a lot of people thought I was crazy about. I decided to step out of my usual, step out of the norm and get into creating. I didn't know that's what it was. I just knew that there were too many problems outside that I could no longer stay on the inside. And I began to work on that. And I remember that I came out, and guys, trust me, when I left the banking sector in 2010, I used to earn 920,000 naira per month, which was almost $1 million per month in 2008 at that time. And thinking about it, 2008, 2009, I left 2010. Thinking about it, I think I was almost crazy. But that's the thing about creators. We are kind of like almost crazy. I don't know if there's anybody here that sometimes, particularly at the early stage, and if there's anybody in that stage where people are wondering that, are you sure you're okay? Are you sure this thing you are going to do, is it going to work? You're writing songs, you're writing poems, you're writing spoken word. Look, are you sure these things are going to work? All right. But anyway, I decided to take that step. And when I did, guess what happened? You would expect I would get exponential results, but I didn't get exponential results. In fact, I went down exponentially. In many ways, it was terrible. 2011, 2012, I had to begin to rebuild again because listen to me, when you face the world out there, who you are inside is what is going to reflect on the outside. And that's one of the things I've come to find out. I've worked with people that have capacity to do many things. And that's one of the things I'm very passionate about. And that's why I'm talking to you today. This is my own contribution to you today because we can load you. Salah has done amazing by creating a platform like this. We can load you, but hear me, if you are not able to utilize what we have loaded you with, it's just going to be a waste at the end of the day. And so I've learned I've been doing this now since 2010. This is the 12th year that I'm doing this, and I'm quite grateful for how far I have come. But I still have a long way to go. I want to talk very quickly about something, all right? I said already that for you, you need to look at who you are on the inside. Now, let me say something very quickly, because somebody says, this guy sounds like one of those motivational speakers. Listen to me. Everybody here is motivated. If not, you're going to pack your bag and you're going to run, all right? But I'm not going to, deliver it in a way that you cannot relate with. I'm not just going to try to wind you and get you up. I'm going to take you through a process that talks about the journey really of creatives, the journey of the creatives, such that you understand the different phases, because some of you might be in one of those phases and you are currently discouraged. I don't know about you, but I've had my own fair share of discouragement all along the way, okay? And so you must make sure that you understand this and you're able to walk through it. So what are the different dimensions? Now, everybody wants to succeed. Everybody wants to succeed. And generally speaking, I want to talk about the journey towards success for creators. Usually, as a creator, no matter what you do, you have to gain traction. You have to gain traction. It's the first part. A lot of people have books that I know that have written the books, but they have not released the books. They are creatives, but they've not even started their journey yet in the first instance. They have to get traction. And listen to me, traction does not come if there is no impact. All right. So the first phase is impact. I remember that when I left, I wanted to start doing my consulting because I had a background in human resource management and I was going to do things like that. And guess what happened? A lot of people were not responding to me. I used to go to places to go speak and all that, and I will talk to them about how they should build a great career and stuff. And the next day, right after, somebody comes to me and says, sir, please, can you get me a job? And I'll be like, no, you need to think about a career holistically. And those guys say, please, sir, can I get a job? I wasn't listening to my customers. I was excited about myself. By the way, that's one of the weaknesses of creators. Listen to me. Do not just create what you like, create what people need. Somebody needs to write that down. The reason why a lot of people don't gain traction is because what they have created is what they like. It's not your world, it is our world. Until what you are offering is relevant to my world, I'm not going to engage with you. And so, creator, if you're not getting the traction, all right, it means you are not making impact. You are releasing things into the market. You can even go and make it an NFT. You can do something like that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to buy. There are many tokens available that nobody is taking. All right, that there are tokens does not mean that they're taking. And so you want to make sure that the first thing you want to do is that you are able to make impact. Impact comes when what you offer is equals to what they need. I'm telling you, only a mad person will come across what they need and let go of it. And so you must be able to look at whatever you're offering. I've seen books written. Well, they sound powerful, but it's only powerful to the writer. Oh, I want to write about my story. And it's okay. I said a young guy, he told me wanted to write his autobiography at 24. Typically, you don't write your autobiography at 24. But if you do, there must be some real powerful stuff in the story that is able to engage with the audience that is out there. So number one, the first phase is impact. Until you start making impact, you're not going to get any traction. The second thing you begin to see at the second level beyond impact is that you're going to begin to get followership. All right? And measurable for us is things like social media followership and little things like that. I remember that I used to be, very active on Twitter. Twitter is a war zone right now. So I just go there, dodge a few bombs, post something, take off, and come back again and all those kind of things. So I'm a lot more active on Instagram and on LinkedIn now. Now we have TikTok. I can't dance yet, so I'm still checking out TikTok and all that. I'm not on Snapchat, and all. But hey, we'll do well. We'll do well. All right. So impact, usually when you start making impact, your followership now begins to grow up. Now, if you ever engage with corporate organizations, one of the metrics of success that they check will be your followership. There are two kinds of people that have large followerships in on the social media space, for example. There are famous people and then there are impactful people. Many famous people have a lot of followers, but they are not necessarily making impact. Now, what we found out in the space where you do corporate sponsorship I'm trying to do something right now. We spoke to Microsoft. We're speaking to Chick-fil-A and a few other organizations to be part of what we're trying to do right now. But one of the key things I find out that they're looking for really is about the engagement. So now you have the idea of nano influencers. Listen to me. Today, you can get paid to be an influencer, even if you have 1,000 followers, as long as you glue them organically, as long as your engagement is high. The person that has 1,000 followers today, for example, and has engagement of 50% and more is incredible. Organizations will actually pay. I know about certain platforms that actually look out for nano influencers. So the key thing is that you must have that engagement that leads to followership. So impact, number one. The second thing you start getting will be followership. Now, beyond followership is the third level, is what I call social proof. In other words, your followers are now becoming what you have been speaking. Your followers are now becoming what you have been writing about. Your followers are now becoming what they've been ingesting from you. And all of a sudden, they now begin to say, oh, that there's somebody called Peniel. And Peniel, I read his book. Oh, I listened to his podcast. Oh, I did this. And look, this is the key that has changed my life. And because of that, your growth for followership begins to grow exponentially. So number one is impact. Number two is followership. Number three is social proof. Listen to me. Look, a lot of people will engage more with you with social proof. And I'll tell you the reason why. What we sell is really intangible. If somebody were going to sell a phone to you, you can see exactly what it is you're selling. But when you're selling encouragement, when you're selling transformation, when you're selling the intangibles, the only way that you can show that it is working is through social proof. Listen to me, take note, take track of the people that are impacted by what you are doing. All right, impacted by what you are doing, and keep that record. It is so critical. I wish I began to do that earlier. All right, but I'm doing that a lot more intentional now. People say, oh wow, I read your book and it changed my life. I mean, I go to the most absurd places today and people tell me that, oh, look at what Newton is speaking about now. I need to screenshot that part about what Newton said. Do you know I can take that part about what Newton said and I can post on my social media and say this was 20, I can't remember what 20 it was, and all those kind of things. You can imagine how hot I am right now. You need to engage. The thing that Newton shared about, I put it in the book. You want to read it? Social proof will help you to begin to grow exponentially. Now, listen to me. Have you noticed that I've not said anything about money? I've not said anything about money. And that's why I said that the journey of creators usually is a very tough one. Even when you release a song, you go through the same process. When you release the song, if it's not connecting with people, which is impact, there's not going to be any followership. And until there's followership, people are not going to begin to recommend you to other people, because what social proof does is that social proof makes you recommendable to other people. Are we together? And so it's important that you understand this process. So number one is impact. This is a journey for creators. It's impact, then it's followership, then it's social proof. The next level is now where you now get to conversion to customers. Conversion to customers. I found out that when people want to engage with you, and I'm talking about paying you real good money, usually they have to be persuaded. They have to be convinced. Listen to me. It is your responsibility to be able to convince people. It is your responsibility to be able to convince people that you are a solution, that your book is not just a book, that your book is a solution. Listen to me. It's a solution mindset. It's a solution thinking. Always think about your product and ask yourself, what solution am I bringing? Who is this solution going to be relevant to? And you now begin to position yourself. So number one is impact. Number two is followership. Number three is social proof. Number four is now conversion. And conversion is quite a lot of work. In fact, this is where a lot of creators fail. You know, in my early years, I struggled financially. And I like to tell people, I put it in the open, that I struggled financially because I was a great creator, but I was a bad seller. Try seller, all right? Great creator, but a bad seller. And listen to me, that's the problem. Creators believe that the world should bow down at their throne of creation. It's because, you write a book and you're like, wow, this is powerful. Do you know how many powerful books have been released that nobody bought powerfully? Do you know? You have no idea. For every one bestseller, there are many best triers. I'm telling you, they didn't really make it out there. And so I find out that this is where A lot of people, and I want to just advise you, listen to me. In as much as you are great at what you do, you need to learn how to offer it as a product or a service. And that's why I'm grateful for platforms like Seller, because look, do you know you can, someone said to me one day, he said, I'm shy. Do you know that you can sell on Seller even if you're shy? Do you get my point? It's an automated system that allows you to engage with people beyond yourself, and you are able to get rewarded. And by the way, let me also say something to you. Listen to me. If you are not making money, you are not sustainable. If you are not making money, listen to me. There's a certain level where you can feed off of feedback. Oh, wow, Jimmy, you are the best thing after sliced bread. I dreamt yesterday and I saw you in my dream. I've had that one before. All right. But I mean, yeah. So you're out of your dream right now. How does that translate in my life? How does that impact my life? People pay you for product and services. Your creation, what you created, must be either a product that people can purchase or a service that people can engage with. What now happens beyond conversion to customers is what I now call institutional recognition. In fact, sometimes the recognition can come. Now, there are various kinds of institutions at different levels. I remember the first time, and so in when I left the banking sector in 2010, I struggled financially, 2011 and all those kind of things. 2012, I remember one day, by inspiration, I started something called Thank God It's Monday, all right? And the reason why I started that was I realized a lot of people were like, oh, thank God it's Friday. So I was, why are people thanking God it's Friday? And I realized the big deal was, man, people are just struggling just to get paid, just to make it through the week. And I just said, that doesn't make sense. How do you endure a whole week just to enjoy 2 days and then come back to endure 5 days, then endure again, that cycle? So that's what I was trying to address at the beginning. So I created something called Thank God It's Monday. Guess where I started? I started with what I had, a BlackBerry phone at that point in time. So every Monday I would post, and before I knew it, I started getting people adding me. And at the end of every one of my posts, I would put my BlackBerry number. Some of you don't know what I'm talking about, all right? Go check Google. You don't understand what I'm talking about. But I started where I was. But guess what? The consistency is what people will respond to. In 2014, I got a call. Oh, you won. I said, what did I win? I wasn't even aware that I was doing anything. And there was a particular an organization then called Aldo Consulting that, I mean, leader in their field. They had done some sort of survey, and they came up with what we call social media overlords. And I won the one for career in Nigeria. And that was the first time I now began to realize that people are watching me. As you begin to gain traction, people begin to watch you. Institutional recognition also validates you. It gives credibility to the things that you are doing. Are we together? And you require that. And then not long after that, then there was some sort of social media awards Africa. I remember SMAA 2015. And I won the social media award for Twitter across Africa then. Those things gave me traction. In fact, because of that particularly, I remember that I got an invite to come and speak at Harvard Business School in 2016. So that's what institutional recognition. I want to just encourage somebody out there again. Now, listen to me. You can be trying hard, but you must try hard intelligently. That's why I'm grateful for platforms like this. I'm sure Seller is going to make this available. Go over the message that you heard. It does not mean you understood it. You have to find how to integrate all that you're learning into all that you are doing. That is actually what brings a lot of transformation. All right? Institutional recognition. Then you now have collaboration with brands. And all of a sudden, brands are reaching out to you. I've gotten a few of them telling me that we want to do this with you, we want to do that with you, all right? We want to run an advert with you. And a lot of times, you want to start and you want people to, you want them to, sign you on as an ambassador, things like that. A lot of that is still going to happen, by the way, but I'm telling you what actually makes that happen. It is going through this process. So let's go over it again. It's impact, it's followership, it is social proof, it is conversion to customers, it is institutional recognition, but it doesn't stop there. Collaboration with brands. The last level, hear me, no matter how much you create, the industry you're operating in is evolving. And after a while, you begin to see younger creators coming up. And I find this always very interesting because the people that were there were kind of like pioneers. They've gone through stuff so that people coming behind can have it easier. And they typically want to begin to fight. And that's the problem. I'm going to talk about that, with people, talk about that a bit later and all that, because at that level, you get to the level of what I call self-actualization. You get to the point where you stop playing, just at the bottom of the field. You now want to begin to replicate yourself, because listen to me, there are newer creators, but they need your wisdom. A lot of the wisdom that you get came by your experience. And so you now move more into a mentorship phase. That's where I'm getting to now. I'm actually, last year I began to mentor 24 people, and I took them through a 7-month process. Right now, they're engaging with corporate organizations, they're having opportunities that I introduced them to. That some of them are working with me on projects right now, and things like that. They run to conferences, they've learned the back end of the front end of success. And so that's what I'm switching to a whole lot more now, because I'm not going to be the best public speaker forever, even in my field. All right. But I'm also now getting to what I call self-actualization or self-perpetuation. What do I mean by that? This is where you create things that others can engage to become like you. So coaches, for example, this is the level you now get to. You now have a John Maxwell certification. You have a Fela Duoto certification. Guess what? You will have a Jimi Tewe certification. Why? What are you certifying people about? You are telling them, I have been through a journey and I want to expose to you how the successful part of it, so that your own journey will be shorter, number one. Number two, you can leverage the impact I have built, the credibility I've built. I mean, people get access into organizations by just mentioning that they are John Maxwell coaches. Do you get my point? That is the next level of the last level, really. And then from there, you can now begin to take it. And of course, you can start from it again. Guess what? That you began to do something. Look, what I'm doing right now is not what I thought I was going to be doing some years ago. So let me even now get right now. All what I laid was the foundation, but don't worry, I'm enjoying myself. What I'll do is I would like to take questions after. But before I do that, let me now get to the last part of what I want to talk about. Listen to me. I said it earlier, that you looked in the mirror and you saw a lion does not mean that you feel like a cat. That you will not feel like a cat. I'll say that again. That you looked into the mirror and saw a lion does not mean that many times you don't feel like a pussycat. All right? And that happens a lot of times. People say, wow, you're great. But not what I said, how you feel. How you feel. I wrote something here that I want to read. Listen to this. What you think of yourself and how you feel about yourself will determine what you do with yourself and what you will get for yourself. Let me say that again. What you think of yourself and how you feel about yourself as a creator will determine what you do with yourself, and lastly, what you will get yourself. Do you understand that? And I hope you agree with that. This is one thing I found out in my journey that we need to help a lot of people with. All right? A journey we need to help a lot of people with. And it's so critical that we actually begin to look in that. So I want to help you in that regard, because this is one of, for me, you are talking about achieving exponential results, okay? Tools and strategies. The tools and strategies I want to talk to you about now have a lot more to do with you on the inside. I found out something. If I can help you on the inside, I have helped you on the outside. So listen to me. This is the last part I'm going to talk about. As a creator, I want to ask that the first place you are going to struggle with is around clarity. Write that down, clarity. The first space you've actually struggled a lot with is clarity. Listen to me. My journey has been one roller coaster. I've tried to be like John Maxwell. I've tried to be like different people. And it's part of the journey towards becoming like yourself. When you even write songs, go and ask any of people that create songs and all that. Their songs mimic people that they've been exposed to till they find their own uniqueness. And for a lot of times, you're going to struggle with your identity. People ask me today, Jimmy, who are you? And I say, my name is Jimi Tewe. I'm a personal and people development coach. It sounds all sweet now, but it's taken me decades. And that's why I would say to you that your identity evolves. As you begin to even understand your market, understand your relevance, then you now begin to, don't be too bogged down with trying to define your identity, all right? Be about your business, and as you go, you're working on that identity. But I'm saying this to you, that a confusing identity many times is what stops a lot of people. People doubt themselves. I don't know about you, but even till today, sometimes I go online and I watch some people in my field, and I'm like, man, these are the people should be listening to. I should be listening to me. That's the problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. Until a point now, I don't do that any longer. I celebrate the people that are outside, but guess what? I celebrate the person on the inside. I am relevant. Listen to me. If you don't believe, which is the second part, so one is identity, second is your belief. If you don't believe in you, you will not move you. There are many things you will not do. One of my biggest, in 2013, I ran a conference then called the 7-Star Worker Conference. And that was the conference. I had over 1,000 people for the first time. Before then, I would have 80-something people. I never crossed 100. So I moved from less than 100 to over 1,000. It was belief. And how did I get belief? How do you get belief? 3 things. Number 1, what you see, what you hear, and what you experience. I'll say that again. What you see, what you hear, and what you experience. Guess what? I began to go, I started traveling to America. I began to see international conferences. I began to go for those conferences. And guess what happened? Because of that, I said, it's possible. Oh, wow, this one is full. It's possible. I began to see it. I began to hear it. Today, you can see, you can hear on YouTube, in your field. There's so many things. Please guard your exposure because it determines your experience, and your experience is shaping you. Look, at the early stages, I did conferences then. I remember, and I'll tell people that if I'll take out the loan, crazy stuff. I'll take out the loan and I'll tell them, in this program, if people can only pay 5,000 naira and 50 people can pay it, that's 250K. It didn't work. All right. And that experience, if you're not careful, is strong enough to make you afraid to try again. I'm dealing with the inner things. And listen to me, I think that they're more powerful than just the tools on the outside. Are we together? There are many people that are registered on seller that are not selling. You can be on seller and not be selling. And the reason many times you don't believe, you're like, well, I put it on, only 10 people bought. Maybe the book is not powerful. What? When the creator doubts his creation, the creation is dead. So first is clarity. You begin to understand your identity, your beliefs, your values, and all that. You deal with what we call in Nigeria your village people. Let me tell you what village people are. Village people is the self-talk you have inside, the negative self-talk that you have inside. That is the strongest thing that can stop you from outside. The next thing is this, that you have to, when you begin to do the inner work beyond clarity, you should begin to find your relevance. So number 1 is clarity. Number 2 is relevance. You now begin to find out, who am I relevant to? With what am I relevant? And number 3, where am I relevant? Guys, I made a move to America last year and all that because I realized that a lot of the things, in fact, in Nigeria, a lot of what I'm doing, they began to call it aspire to perspire. Can you imagine? So, unfortunately, we have people that got into the field and will say, according to Bill Gates, according to Warren Buffett, according to Elon Musk. The question is, according to you, what do you have to say? But guess what? Now, I've done a bit, we've gone through that process and all those kind of things. But guess what? I have now scaled and I'm doing things in the United States because I also observed that, and that's the thing, you have to study your industry. The biggest and loudest voices in the public speaking or personal development industry are all operating from America. You know the reason why? I'm not asking you to relocate there, all right? I'm just saying to you that that's just the truth. In fact, in music, until you begin to do some collaborations, Wizkid, big deal. Burna Boy, big deal. But one of the things that made Burna Boy a big deal also is the Grammy Awards. Where's the Grammy situated? It's not situated in my village. Are you understand what I'm talking about? So these things are realities. And so we're skating into that area, and I want to try to push a lot of things there. But guess what? I realized that I have a friend here in America. He's African American. His name is James Brown, not the singer, all right? Do you know what James sells in America? He sells encouragement. His company is called Encourage X. I'm telling you, encouragement. When I met him, I said, "You sell encouragement?" Or more. See, we give it for free every day in Nigeria. In Nigeria, there's first scarcity. People are encouraging themselves. It is well. It is well. But do you know what? He gets paid for encouraging people in America. I'm talking about BMW. Top organizations are engaging him for encouragement. I'm telling you, creator, you have to find your where. So find your who am I relevant to? Find what am I relevant to them about, and find where it is critical you are able to do this. Today, you don't have to move because with technology, I know people in Nigeria who are creators that 80% of their followers are Caucasians in other locations. Why? Because they're able to leverage technology where that is concerned. The third area is that for your inside, you have to build your courage. Build your courage. I was looking at what David was speaking about. Honey, I can't remember what the company is now. You see Honey Drop, something like that. It takes Honeycoin. Thank you. It takes courage to build a platform like that. Do you understand? What am I talking about? Seller. One day, Seller will tell you their story. Without courage, without courage, there is no seller. And I'm telling you, dear creator, you will remain small without courage. But guess what? The world needs a bigger version of you. One of my theme for 2022 is that it's a year for big results. And so I'm more courageous. I'm afraid of myself. But that's a good thing, all right? In that way, you have to build courage. Not only courage, there's something deeper than courage. It's called encouragement. Courage lets you start. Encouragement keeps you going. You've got to learn to encourage yourself. You've got to learn to encourage yourself. And I don't know who I'm speaking to today, because it's easy to come and say, I'm a creator, I've written this, but I'm talking about your internal conversations. Are you discouraged? You've got to get back up again. And that's part of that inner work you need to do. I can't go into all the details. I need to wrap up now so you can begin to take questions in a few minutes and all that. But that's with yourself. But let me say this to you. With creators, you have a place with others. You can't grow without learning, and learning requires others. You see, the problem about creation is that you need isolation to create. A lot of times you have to be by yourself, but after you have created, you have to engage. You can't remain in isolation. And that's why I hope you have met somebody online. Peace. I hope you've met Ifoma, Amara. I hope you've met Tayo, Faith. I hope you've met Unwachuku. All right. Ewenye, I hope you've met, everybody that is here. And we have to find ways. Look, my natural disposition, I'm quite introverted, even though I'm a public speaker. And I'm trying my best to engage with people outside of me, because I realize that skill comes with networking. A lot of times, there are people that are looking for you, but they don't know you. That's a problem. And today you can't, look, I'm running a conference in Atlanta next month. One of our speakers, I've never met her before. She lives in Atlanta here. I met her on Instagram. I've watched her content. I'm impressed by her content. She has social proof. I sent her a message and I said to her, and sometimes she goes live, I'm there, I'm putting likes, I'm saying well done, and all kind of things. We connected there. Guess what? She's coming to my conference and she's going to be there. You can engage. Don't be an island. Listen to me. The islands that remain for a long time have other islands around them. Geographically speaking, if an island is alone, it will be washed away. Many islands have been washed away. You become a creator that is washed away when you don't have association around you. Yes. Learning, collaboration. David spoke about that earlier. You have to collaborate. This is it's an African thing a lot of times to want to own 100% of a small thing rather than 20% of a great thing. Oh, I'm the owner, founder, owner. Oh, that's great. But what do you really own? Go and find out that, of course, we're all inspired by the stories of Jeff Bezos and all that they own a lot of their stake and all that. For every Jeff Bezos, there are other people that own stakes in the organization that don't have up to the percentage that he has. But they're doing things at a global stage. I'm telling you, hear me. There's a lot. In my field, I have people that are like me. Some of you know Steve Harris, Bankole Williams, Prince Fowe, Paul Fo, and all that. Trisha Bees. We collaborate. I was in Dallas 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Last weekend, I think. 2 weeks ago now. And I found Trisha was in Atlanta. All right. And we found out that as I'm landing the airport, she's about to take off. I went to look for her. We hugged, we talked, we exchanged information. If you are isolated, you cannot make a lot of progress as much as you should. Collaboration. Guess what also comes with others? Encouragement. I'm telling you, there are many times that I've gotten myself to a point where I'm like, how did I get myself here? And it was somebody else relating to me that said to me, Jimmy, don't worry, try again. Let's do this again. Or let me call this person for you. And these things are very, very critical. The last part I want to talk about others is what I call environmental awareness. Listen to me, dear creator. It is not your world, it's our world. If you don't understand our problems, you can't offer our solutions. The world rewards you not for what you like, but what they need. Do you get my point? Many times you have to take your creation and adapt it to their realities. And you can't do that without understanding. Listen to me. This is not about pride. This is not about you. It's about people. People tell me, what's one of the biggest lessons you can ever talk to a public speaker about? And I tell them that the public speaker, it's not about you. You become famous, but it's not about that. It is that as you began to speak, how many lives were changed? The more lives are changed, the more fame and glory is going to come to you. So the focus of the public speaker is the public, not themselves. One young guy some years ago was trying to intern with me, and he's seemed quite enthusiastic. And and I remember then that I would go to a meeting. The first meeting, I noticed he was a bit uncomfortable. Came to the second meeting, and all those kind of things. And I thought he wanted to say something. But the third meeting, he couldn't restrain himself. I said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Sir, so this is where you're going. When am I coming after you?" I said, "What? So you are following me because you just wanted to engage with my platform? No, contribute value. Let's collaborate, guys. Africa." Now, can I shock you? I was in Houston. It's about 3 weeks ago now, at a conference hosted by someone who's a Nigerian, actually, but based here, and the audience was 90-something% African Americans. And I was listening to what he was sharing. This is what we talk about in Africa. Look, the problem is that somehow in our psyche, we believe that because it's not abroad, it's not above. I'm telling you, it's a problem in our mindset. A lot of what we have is deep. The only problem is we have not understood how to present it. And that's why you have to understand the environment in which you are operating in. I'm telling you, environmental awareness is key. Listen to me, there's always a difference between excuse me, there's always a difference between what is going on and what is happening. What is happening many times is what is in the news. But you see, something created the news. That's what is going on. You have to be engaged in networks, in relationships to be able to see the future. I mean, today we're talking about NFTs. The people that positioned earlier are reaping the rewards for it. And guess what? It's never too late. Get into that area. I believe actually that the future for all we're doing as creators is going to be technology driven. With COVID, what the pandemic did was the opportunity for the world to scale online. Before, we had a lot of people, I'm skeptical. I don't want them to steal my credit card details. Everybody is largely there. I mean, except in very rural areas, people have a lot more confidence putting their digits and all that, meaning that a global economy was opened up. That's why you have to try seller. That's why you have to put your stuff. And if you're here and you're not doing anything in regard to that, then what is the use? Oh, I printed 10,000 copies at home. Try seller. It's very critical that you do that. I'm going to end by saying this. Listen to me. The world was created by a creator. The first introduction to God that we have is God created. And listen to me, creators, I believe, are the ones that actually initiate things in the world. You are so powerful. You have to believe it. You have to work with it. You have to deliver it. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. Wow, I have to put my hands together for you so much, Mr. Jimmy. And this session was amazing. I've been taking notes down here, and we have a whole lot of people actually. For instance, Omo Oye says if you create what people want, are willing to pay for, you will definitely sell. A whole lot of people here love this session so much. Guys, if you have questions, please drop it in the comment box. And I think one thing that you said that really stood out for me was when you said, if the creator doubts his creation, the creation is dead. It's dead on arrival. Wow. We have Jubril Ogunta. They say, you can't be great in isolation. This is my take home. Guys, this session was profound and amazing. Please drop your questions, guys. And also, Mr. Jimmy, someone has a question here. The person was asking about your coaching certification.
Yeah.
So hold on. Let me just quickly get the question. The person asks, do you have a code? Do you have a certification? If yes, how can one enroll?
All right. I have mentoring right now. You see, I told you about self-actualization is at the lowest level. The area where I am is I'm going beyond institutional recognition to collaboration. That's where I am right now. So you had me talking about, Microsoft, Chick-fil-A, and a few other global brands. That's where I currently am. So, and this is the other thing about the creator. Don't jump the steps. Anybody here can say I have a certification program, but if you don't have the validation for certification, it's not going to actually translate to anything. And so by 2025, in my strategic plan, By then you would have a full certification program. But what I'm doing right now that people are able to engage with is a mentoring. So I have mentoring, people reach out to me and all that, and I'm able to, what I'm actually trying to help people to do now is to emerge. I have a program called Emerge, and we're able to look at you and take you through this process, see where you are exactly, and move you through that process rapidly, so that way you can make progress towards the end. So that's what I currently have at the moment.
Amazing. Please, if you want to like find out more, kindly send Mr. Jimi Tewe a DM on Instagram at Jimi Tewe, and of course his team is going to attend to you and give you more information. And also he has like something coming up in Lagos very soon, so follow him on IG, stay updated. And Mr. Jimmy, can you just give us like a little brief of that so that we can anticipate what is coming?
Beautiful. So on the 1st and the 2nd of May, 2022, I'm going to be live in Lagos. And we're having what we call the Next Voices Conference. Next Voices Conference. And the conference essentially is designed to help people, scale faster. All right. So if you know that that's your space, you are a coach, you are a speaker, you are a content creator, those kind of areas, there is a business to our business. And we want to help you now. Now, I'm not the only one doing that. Steve Harris is based in Dallas, Texas now. He's also going to be live. He's flying in for that conference. There's Bankole Williams. Is also someone that's going to be speaking there. He does a lot more corporate engagement. I want to help people know, you see, a lot of you have content that corporates can use, but the point is you don't know how to engage. It's done stuff with Google, with many organizations. So we're going to come and talk about things like that. There's also Trisha. Trisha is going to be live at the event also. We also have 4 pioneers, 4 people that are pioneered that will be there. There's a gentleman called Niyi Adesoya. He's going to be there. Larry Olushola is going to be there. Fela Droto is going to be there. Kule Shorinyo is based in Plano, Texas, but he's coming also, to be there. Well, he's meant to be in either Nairobi or Nigeria. We're trying to work it out and all that. We have now it's a 2-day conference. May 1 is a Sunday. We're starting from afternoon towards evening, and then May 2 is a public holiday in Nigeria because of Workers' Day. All day. Then after that, we have 4 sessions with people. After that, we're going to work with Seller. It's going to be available to you on Seller. Once we launch fully and all those kind of things, and that way you can have it. Now it's only for 120 people live in the hall. We're also going to create an online option. So someone says, "Oh, I can't come into Lagos," and those kind of things. There's going to be an online experience. We have it all curated. Now let me tell you why I'm doing this, Milton. By the time you attend this conference, you will believe in yourself. I'm telling you. I want to work on you. I want you to see that if Jimmy can do it, you can do it. So that you don't it's taking me 12 years to get here. It doesn't have to take you 12 years. Then you will have opportunity to network with 120 people that are doing something similar. Some of them are ahead. You can collaborate. So you see, when you pay for things like that, and that's the other thing that's there, dear creator, how much you have invested more in your tools than in you. It's a problem. You have invested more in your tools than in you, your platforms than in you. It is a problem. No matter how powerful the platform is, it only responds to the strength of who you are. And that's why this program is actually designed. So that's what it's going to be on the Seller platform. We're going to work on that one time. So it's May 1st and 2nd. Then after that, 4 weeks solid engagement and coaching. We'll work with everybody in that group.
Okay, amazing. I'm looking forward to that, and hopefully we are going to be there. Myself and my team at Seller, we are going to be there. So guys, stay tuned. Follow Mr. Jimi Tewe on Instagram, Twitter, so that you can like get more information about that. So, sir, we are going to take 2 questions, right? Sure. Due to timing. The first question is going to come from me, and it's one question from the audience. Well, let's take a question from the audience first. We have Penel Jonathan. Here, Penel Jonathan is asking, how can I deal with people's perspective about my perspectives? One of the top discouragements I get is people talking my ideas down despite the idea being correct. So what do you think about that, sir?
Penel, this is what I'm going to say to you. First and foremost, listen to them. All right. If you said one of the top discouragements I get is people, so it's not a person. Now, when a person is discouraging you, many times they might be wrong. But when people are talking down, what are they saying exactly? Now, some people are not well trained in constructive criticism. They only do criticism. All right. So even when you have critics, sit down with them, take them out to lunch. And that's why I tell you that if you are discouraged, I talked about encouragement earlier, you're not able to advance, and ask them, okay, what exactly is your challenge with what I'm talking about? And then they tell you, you take that as feedback if it is true, because it is an assumption that you are always correct. Many things I wanted to do were very wrong. But it was with engagement I learned how to improve. In fact, you can't improve without feedback. So let me say this to you now. If it's a case of taking feedback, take feedback and improve what you have to offer. If it's a case of it is correct, then you are talking to the wrong people. You need to change your circle. There are spaces and there are associations where when you come in, you feel like a dwarf in that place. I'm telling you. And there are giants there. So you have to think it's either one of those perspectives. It's either you have to sit down, listen to me, in this journey, people are going to attack you. I've had people send me DMs and tell me you are a fake and all that. The real reason why they thought was that because they thought, oh, I'm just one of those aspire to aspire. And I said, oh, I'm a fake. Oh, what about this person? Is this person fake? What about, I have too many people today that they can't really say a lot of things. But hey, you always have haters out there. What can you do? Keep moving. So one is either feedback. The other part is either you change your association. And that's why I like what is going on here today. Let me stop there.
Amazing. Thank you so much for doing justice to that question. So my question is, right, in a place like Nigeria, right, where we have people from all over the world viewing this right now, from Ghana, from Cameroon, from Kenya. But in a place like Nigeria, where there is one challenge or the other, maybe like the government is banning some platforms, fuel scarcity because of importation of bad fuel, even if we can literally produce and refine our own fuel here. And so just a whole lot of things going on. How can people actually effectively create in an environment where it doesn't support creation?
Where you are in an environment that doesn't support creation, you have to create your own environment. You have to create your own environment. So what I mean by that is that if 8 of you live in the same area, rent one office together. Why are you, if you want, you create. So rather than, oh, I'm burning petrol in my house, she's burning petrol in her house, they're burning petrol in their house, let's all meet somewhere together. Look, go and look at the IT area. You'll find that that's what they do. They all come together to create. I can tell you that there are days, weeks, months, years that seller would come together to create these kind of things. So you are able to leverage. There's nothing you can do about the cost of fuel and all that. But the same generator that is powering one computer can power some 10 computers. So you create your own environment, for internet, for different things and that's why I said, I think collaboration is one of the ways in Africa that we can actually scale. Create your own hubs. Some of you, business owners and all that, sell the idea to them. Let them take one office in their building. Do you know how many buildings have 1,000 kVA generators, but only need 500 kVA? Why don't they give you an allocated portion? That's why I said, if you're not courageous, you will not ask. If you're not courageous, you will not get. And if you don't get, you're not going to move forward. So these are the little things you can actually do. Create your own environment.
Create your own environment. Create your own environment. Thank you so much, Mr. Jimmy. I love this session so much, sir. There is something we usually do at the end of every session.
The picture, yeah?
Post for you. Yes, and the people on the back end, they take screenshots and post on social media. So, guys, we're about posing for the picture, and what you have to do is take a screenshot, tag Mr. Jimi Tewe on Instagram story, tag at Milton22, and also tag at TrySeller, and tell us one thing that you learned, and we're going to engage. So 1, 2, 3, go! Post! Amazing. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you too.
Thank you for making our time for us. And this session was amazing. Of course, myself and my team, we are going to engage you in all the conversations that we are currently exploring, and we can't wait to start doing magic with you. Thank you so much, sir, and have a great day.
Bye.
Hey guys, how was the session? If you enjoyed this session, please give me the fire emoji on the comment box below. If you enjoyed this session, give me the fire emoji on the comment box below. I can see Amara Grace here. Tolu Lola George says, I have never heard Jimi Tewe speak, but man, he is fire. Yes, he is fire. Akinola Yusuf says, this is wonderful. Thank you, sir. Amazing. Annie S says, God bless you, Mr. Jimi Tewe is saying, thank you, sir. Informer William say, okay, sir. Amazing. This session was great. Amazing. I can see the fire emoji here. Guys, this session was amazing. And of course, myself and my team, amazing. Wow. Ife Dayo says my notepad is filled. I love that, guys. Myself and my team, we've put so much into organizing this conference for you. Just getting everything, the virtual experience ready for you. And today we close the session today, not now, but in the evening. You know, we have a session by 3 p.m., a panel session by 3 p.m. with PC Timmy, with Selem King, and also with Bolaji, the social media orga. It's going to be an amazing panel session hosted by the one and only Gloria. And after that, immediately after that, we are having a session with Eva Aloda. With Eva, and that session will be amazing. She'll be talking about sales funnels for your digital products. Trust me, you're going to enjoy that session. So that session is going to go from like 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Then by 6 p.m., we'll come back again for another session with Ninja Brand Chick. And after Ninja Brand Chick, we have Bitcoin Chief. After Bitcoin Chief, we are closing this summit with Ibiron K Hemisphere, okay? And we're going to learn so much. But guys, before then, Seller is giving you an amazing offer. Seller is giving you an amazing offer. Of course, we'll be talking so much about the creator economy, about you creating, and there is no way that you can create without you having a good platform that supports your creation. And Seller is that platform. You can see Mr. Jimi Tewe saying so much about Seller. Seller is that platform. With Seller, you can host your online courses, ebooks, digital masterminds. You can actually have the cross-sell and upsell feature on your store that you can use, like make more sales. And guess what? We even have the abandoned carts feature, where if a customer is trying to like make a purchase and like the transaction wasn't successful, they get an abandoned cart email reminding them, hey guys, go and complete your purchase, right? Amazing things I can do with Seller. You can build sales pages with Seller, have like the affiliate marketing feature where you can like onboard different affiliates for your online courses and digital products. So amazing things you can do with Seller. And guess what? If you want to do more with Seller, you have to jump on Seller Pro plans, guys. For just 8,000 naira per month, so cheap, 8K, just like $20. For those like $20, 8,000 naira per month, you can get access to like Seller Pro plans that enables you to like host your online courses, up to like 10 online courses with unlimited file storage. Also host audio courses, right? You can build sales pages with it. If you've seen our website, right? The Summit landing page and the website, it was built with Seller sales pages, okay? So you can like build sales pages with Seller, have like unlimited affiliates for your online courses and digital products, and just do more with Seller. It's just 8K, guys. So guys, what you have to do is go to seller.co/pricing, right? And click the Pro plan or the Turbo plan. The Pro plan is 8,000 and the Turbo plan is 15,000. But you can get started with the Pro plan of just 8,000. And guys, guess what? We are giving you a 10% off on your first month on Seller Pro plans, right? A 10% off on your first month on Seller Pro plans. All you have to do is to use the coupon code SUMMIT10, SUMMIT 10, Summit 10, figure 10, right? Use the coupon code Summit 10 to get a 10% off on your first month. Wow, guys, this is, Seller has put in so much into this, and if you jump on Seller Pro plans, guys, it's so amazing. I can see Olujoke James saying, thank you so much, Seller. God must love me because I stumbled upon this training. It's amazing. Jump on Seller Pro plans and you can stumble upon more trainings, okay? Because every month we hold bi-weekly webinars with creators and also Instagram live. So just get into the Seller ecosystem. Amara Grace is saying, so waiting for the rest. 3 p.m. alarm sets. Amazing. So guys, use the coupon code SUMMIT10. Go to seller.co/pricing to jump on Seller Pro plans. And guys, it's going to be amazing. So I will see you all in the evening, 3 p.m. in the evening with for the panel session with PC Timmy, Selem King, and social media Oga. After with social media Madam, and after which we have another session with Eva from 4 to 5. Then we have Nigeria Brand Chief from 6. Then Bitcoin Chief afterwards before we have Ibiron K Hemisphere. Guys, it's going to be amazing. Also, don't forget to follow Seller on social media at TrySeller. Follow Seller on social media, on also social media platforms at TrySeller, and engage with our post, engage with Seller, and jump into the Seller ecosystem. And if you say, oh, I really don't like jump on Seller Pro plans right now, which you should jump on it. But if you say you don't like jump on Seller Pro plans right now, you can literally just sign up for like a free Seller account. So even when it's like seller.co/pricing, you can like just get started with like starter account. But the Pro plans can help you do more with Seller. See you all by 3 p.m. and have a great day. Bye.